Rivers, at least like I don't want to say personally, because that makes it seem like it's personal, but sort of maybe Rivers is kind of struggles with the matchup, but I guess Rivers trying something new here with the brand new character being Pyra and Mythra.
Yeah, I mean they're also in that zone of like, oh wait, this new character is kind of sick, and Steve is a very awkward character to fight against, but I think Blazing End is really good against Steve because I believe it goes through blocks, will stuff Steve out of minecart, and does plenty of damage, though 56 in a blink of an eye is enough to well even that back up.
Yeah, that's... I mean, when you say goes through minecart and goes through blocks, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of what Steve is probably going to do in neutral. So I can definitely see this counter pick, or this pick coming out from Rivers, and we're seeing it work out right now. You know, Rivers has a lead, and really able to prevent Steve from getting like a lot of stuff started.
Yeah, it's big. The sword itself being big enough to clip Steve while he's in that minecart really shuts down a lot of the timing that most Steve players end up using. As I don't... Wait, he used his hand there. Yeah, he doesn't have any iron right now. Okay, finally getting one block at a time, but there's a lot of pressure on Pango's side. And he's not able to pick up any good tools.
This is actually kind of nuts. I don't know if this is like, you know, like day 3, 4, like matchup unfamiliarity, but currently it looks like that Blazing Edge is very effective against Steve, and like usually at this point we'll see Steve with like diamond tools, like, or at least iron tools or something like that. But like Steve can't even like mine that effectively because Steve has to worry about Blazing Edge.
Yeah, finally he's getting... Oh, well, he got that stock there, unwittingly so, but he finally had enough knockback put on Rivers to where he could mine for a good bit, finally getting some diamond, getting some gold. But it's not looking pretty good in the stock there out of that down air. You know, this is a counter pick that's working. It's working really well. Okay, no, it doesn't go through blocks, but it destroys them.
Which is pretty good.
Which is still pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about how this is the first time Steve has gotten diamonds, and it's only Steve's first? Yeah, this is Steve's first set of diamonds on his last stock. Like, that's something you don't usually see. Usually Steve gets this pretty well. Alright, so we see blocks and stop the sword. That is... Alright, that's good to know. But it still, like, seems like a very good tool in neutral against Steve, especially dealing with the 9 card.
Yeah, being able to clip Steve out of his minecart makes Steve have to jump before, at the very least, hop out of his cart before throwing it forward, which in turn makes it a little bit more predictable of an angle. And this is the counterplay that you kind of have to adapt to a very recent but new meta contender. Steve is gaining so much prevalence and so much weirdo tech, like the sky mining that some Steves have been doing to really time you out. Oh yeah, that's not dead quite yet. Not gonna combo into up smash, but resources are running dry. He already has diamond tools, so that diamond is just burning a hole in his pocket. And no iron, only a couple bits of stone.
Yeah, see, pretty low on resources right now, and high on percent. So if Rivers is gonna try to take his stock out, it's gonna be right now. There it is.
Oh. Got ping-ponged off that stage.
Yeah, this pick for Rivers looking really good in the starting game, but you could kind of tell Pango was starting to figure some things out near the end of the game. He was able to get some stuff going, got some like better materials, able to craft diamond tools, and started using the blocks more to stop the sword. So we're gonna see how that transferred into the next game. Like, how is Pango gonna do starting out with the knowledge that he knows from the last game, with like how to deal with side B. Yeah, we're running it right back.
Yeah, no need to change stage. You just need to change how you're approaching this one move. And if there's anything that both Pyra and Mythra do well in their respective matchups that one does better than the other, it makes the opponent play around them instead of vice versa, which automatically is a huge benefit for the character. Because if you're making your opponent like shield more than they want to, or jump more than they want to, whatever the player decides to do, then it's already just so much better for that character.
I thought C was just gonna keep mining as his giant flaming sword was just right next to him, barely missing, but it did end up hitting.
He didn't die. Take two? No, he was too high for the up smash to confirm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, usually we see Steves use that up B, go to across the stage with it, and because they're so low, it's really hard to hit them like anything strong. But Pyra has a dash attack, able to hit low, scoop up, and get stock for Rivers.
It's down air on a platform time, I guess. Look at all these down airs. Like that's what I mean. Like its auto cancel window is huge, so you can just down air sometimes.
Wow, that's news to me. I didn't realize down air was that useful. Dang.
Oh yeah, and I compared it to Arsene down air for a reason. You can like run off stage, run back on down air, cover that entire ledge with a spiking hitbox. It combos into up smash. You can read air dodges. It's just a really good spammable move that Pyra has good access to. And if there's anything that we've learned from this set or this game's thus far, is that while Pyra may not have incredible mobility, the sword still covers plenty of space, and there's so much reward that they get off of just a couple moves and some good grounded tools.
Can we talk about that Mythra switch though? Using Mythra's upbeat to detonate the TNT. That was pretty cool, but yeah. River is gonna get the stock going onto putting a Pango on their last stock. Alright, I'm not able to get the full combo out of Steve's up air, but still putting on a decent amount of percentage.
I'm just so surprised at how much of this matchup is what it is, and it's honestly funny. I see chat talking about like, hey, Steve should be planking more because I mean that's kind of what the character is best at, unfortunately so. And Panko kind of surrendered the ability to do that once he lost stock 1 at such a low percent. Now he has to start doing things to get these stocks off, or else like the game will go to time, whether it's of his volition or not.
Oh my goodness. I don't think Pango has tools. Like he at least doesn't have a pickaxe to mine stuff on the stage. But yeah, that dash attack gonna take it for Rivers. And Rivers moving into winners finals. I guess tackling or taking over or surpassing his bracket demon character in a sense with this with the new character.
Yeah, I mean if there's anything to learn from that, it was hey, like Steve may be really strong and have a lot of like hard things to work around depending on your character, but all it takes is one DLC character, and suddenly you're back in the pile of like, man, how do we deal with the new character just like the rest of the cast? And you know, Rivers showing off what can make just one of the Aegis duo so powerful to play against if you give her the time and space. And Aegis or Pyra looked really fearsome in that matchup, and in a lot of ways where Mythra just wouldn't cut it. I mean, we saw how many down airs were being thrown out there. Like,
yeah, and the side B. Like the side B was super important for that match. Like we saw Rivers get great mileage out of it, and if you switch to Pyra, yeah, you might be able to chase Steve down. But there's a ton of fast characters in this game that might have problems like chasing Steve down just because of minecart. So you know that speed may not like help you out in the same way that Pyra side B will.
Yeah, getting rid of blocks is almost more important than trying to chase Steve around them. Because if you can actually get rid of those blocks, oh right, yeah, this is top 8.
Oh,
This is best of 5, by
oh,
the way.
okay. All right, my bad. I think I said James would be, or Rivers would be moving on into top 8, but that is my mistake. We are in best of 5 territory right
I think
now.
I said it too.
Yeah.
My B guys forgotten.
All right, RB, we gotta we gotta hold this all together. But let's see who's gonna be claiming this W in this game 3 matchup right now.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes it's hard to tell between back air and down air for Aegis.
For the longest time, I didn't know what aerial this character was doing. They all looked like neutral, like they could be a neutral air, and then neutral was completely different from all 3 of them. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna say you're hitting my shield and just go with that.
Yeah, I didn't know for sure that back air sends up, like and up and out, and down air can spike and sends a bit more like out horizontally. But they both start below, so it can be a little bit. It'll take some getting used to. Oh, you're dead.
Oh, he is dead.
Yeah, Pyra's strong as hell. Oh no, not again.
Oh, no, got the double. That down air kind of reminds me of Marth from Melee. Like it's like very similar animation. It spikes in like the same spots too. Obviously a lot slower, but And look at Pango's inventory right now. There's no iron there, so that means no anvil, no minecart, and those are all really good tools Steve loves to use. Like anvil's great for getting out of situations from above. Minecart the same horizontally, or just throwing out a very good projectile, giving you space to get mine tools or mine for material. Excuse me.
That's why I'm kind of surprised we don't see him mining more on the very edges of the stage. Like when he's mining, he's usually doing it right on the green of Pokemon Stadium, which usually nets you more stone. The edges, for some reason, I guess because they're made of metal, will oftentimes net you iron and other good materials in addition to some of the base. But we don't see him choosing to mine there much most of the time because Rivers is peppering this entire area with down airs and F tilts.
Oh.
And just when you think you have some room to breathe, you get caught by the Prominence Revolt and die at 120.
Yeah, I feel like with Steve is like kind of momentum heavy. Like if you have a lot of good materials going, like you're in a really good spot. But it can be really hard to gain back materials, like get good materials such as iron, when you're not only like at a deficit in that sense, but also a deficit in terms of like the actual game. So, like it might be kind of rough for Steve to try to get this comeback right now.
And I mean, Rivers he doesn't have to deal with any of the mining shenanigans though. Minecart, thanks to the gold, will power right through that ledge trap, and once more, still got plenty of gold on deck, and you're super dead.
Oh my goodness, that was like a roller coaster at the end, like at the end of the first hill, straight down.
Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. But hey, the 72 is like, it's a lead. It's a pretty solid one at that. But Steve has a pretty good, I'll be kind, a very good up tilt and a very good up air. So this lead can be made up in a blink of an eye. Oh, he surrendered the time to get over there in order to mine just that little bit of extra material. No iron on deck once more. All stone.
Oh, good up tilt, covering the roll.
And covering the jump.
Nice. Okay, now Rivers will be moving on into winners finals, using exclusively Pyra in this matchup.
Yeah, we saw him switch to Mythra, what, like once or
Yeah,
twice?